Hello, 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 and welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Now, today I have something a little bit more lighthearted than the last two videos. For those of you who didn't know, I moved into my own house a little while ago. With that, I mean in almost a year ago. And while moving, I found some very, very old stuff. And one of the things I found was this thing. I have to hide it because it has my name on it. This is my first and second grade art journal. I don't know if you guys have this, but basically it has like a bunch of old drawn pictures in them. Pictures like this because I'm a master of art. How about this? You like it? I made it myself in, I think, second grade. Oh, yeah, I made it in second grade. This is the right way up. I'm sorry. It's a fireplace. I just realized. Or how about this beautiful art piece? If you want one of those art pieces yourself, get a child, send it to first and second grade, and it might draw you something as beautiful as this. You can put it on your fridge or just throw it in the trash and forget about it altogether. We also made like hardly terrifying vegetable faces. Again, if you want something like this yourself, just get a child, send it to second grade, and make it draw these beautiful vegetable faces for you. And then you can put them on the fridge. But besides all of that horrible artwork, there were also some written pieces in there. And one in particular I remember quite well because it was the first writing project we ever got in school. The idea was to write a story and write about whatever. It was in second grade. We were all ranging from 6 to 8 years at that time. And most people were writing about nice things like what they did with the family over the weekend and kind of things like that. And I remember that I got in big trouble for my story. And I didn't understand it at the time because I was told to write about whatever. And if you tell me to write about whatever, I write about whatever I want. So instead of writing about my family and other fun activities I did, or a dragon story, or princess, or whatever, I. I wrote about a murder mystery on a yacht with a detective trying to find the murderer. Um. I was pretty proud of my story back at the day. But yeah, my teacher wasn't very impressed and already stopped me presenting it in front of class like 2 or 3 sentences in, which I thought was pretty rude, but okay, whatever. To explain how this happened, I spent most of the evenings with my grandparents and they were watching, well, murder mystery shows in the evening, which my teacher thought to be highly inappropriate for a 7-year-old child. So she actually called my parents, and my parents had to get into school to read the story that I wrote, and I got in trouble. Even though it's not my fault, I got in trouble for it. Now, obviously, all of my artwork and other stuff is written in German, so I can't really read it out like that. But I took my first self written story and translated it into English as good as I could. Like, it's nearly word to word, but some meanings are a little bit different. But I took that, translated it into English, and this is what I'm going to present to you today. My first ever self written story from second grade. Short reminder again, I was 7 years old, so I was still very young. But writing has always been one of my passions, so I thought it would be hilarious to read this out to you and then rewrite the whole thing and make it a little bit more adulty because I'm an adult now. Even though it's not perfect, but we made the most of what we had, and it wasn't a lot. So I hope you enjoy. Detective Miller enters the boat. Next to him stands his right hand officer, Mike. The victim was shot in the head. There were only 3 people on the yacht, so it should be easy to find the culprit. A case like this is never easy, Officer Mike. Keep that in mind. The 3 victims are waiting in different rooms at the ship. The 2 couples have been spending the night out on the water together until they all heard the shot and returned to the shore. The victim is Andreas, a 35-year-old man married to his wife Adriana. He has been suspected of having an affair with his best friend's wife Maria. He was a famous investment banker and had a lot of money. The yacht belongs to him. His best friend Johan had the idea for the boat trip. People think he has been suspecting the affair, but never said anything to Mike. The detective enters the first room. Johan is waiting for him at a bar with a glass of alcohol in his hand. He looks sad. The detective walks up to him. Did you know that the victim had an affair with your wife? Johan looks up to him. I had no idea. If I would have known that, I would have never agreed to this cruise with him. He was my best friend. I could never hurt him. But you have been angry with him, haven't you? Yes, I was angry, but for different reasons. He owed me a lot of money. He was more than just the clean businessman people saw in him, but he was still my best friend. If you're looking for someone with a motive, you should go see his wife Adriana. Everyone knew he was having an affair. She had all the reasons to be mad at him. The detective looks at him. Thank you for your honesty. But I will first talk to your wife Maria instead. If they had an affair, I'm sure she has some things to tell me as well. The detective enters the second room. Maria is waiting for him in a nice evening gown. Hello, Detective Miller. I have been waiting for you. She stands in front of a table. On the table is a gun. Is that the murder weapon? Maria shakes her head. No, this is my gun. As you might have already known, I've been having an affair with a victim. We wanted to leave our partners and grow old together. Detective Miller. But the victim loved his wife. He would have never left her. Everyone knows he was famous for his affairs, but he would always stay with his wife Adriana in the end. I know that he has this reputation. That is why I met him in private tonight. I held my gun against his head and I told him that I would shoot him if he goes back to his wife. But I couldn't pull the trigger. So he left. He was healthy when he left his room to talk to his wife. I don't know what happened after that. Thank you for your honesty. So you also think that his wife could be the murderer? Maria nods her head. She knew about the affair. Maybe she finally had enough and snapped. The detective leaves and walks into the next room, where the last suspect, Adriana, is waiting for him. Good evening, Adriana. Everything is pointing towards you. All my leads have led me to believe that you shot your husband because you were jealous, because he was having an affair. Maria looks at him. You called me detective. I did it. I shot my husband out of jealousy. He wanted to leave me for Maria. I had to shoot him so I can keep his money. The detective is happy with the confession and arrests Adriana with the help of his trusty partner, Officer Mike. The end. Oh. Okay, so this was fun. I hope you liked it. This is actually gonna be a 2-parter. Yeah, I'm making a second video for that. And in the second part, I'm going to read out the story that I rewrote out of this. It is better than this. It's not perfect, but it is better, okay? But please, everyone, if you liked it, thank you. I don't know why. But please leave a like and a comment. Help me with the algorithm, you know the deal. If you're interested in a part 2, let me know. If you want to have the follow-up and the rewritten story. If you think that this story is perfect and doesn't need any alteration, then I'm gonna be fine as well. But thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. This is a little bit of a shorter video. I hope you still liked it. I hope it was fun for you to listen to my story. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye! Good evening, Adriana. Everything is pointing towards you. all my leads have led me to. I'm sorry. Serious thoughts only. Okay. I caught myself. I'm sorry. No, okay, you have a weapon, whatever. I'm sorry. With the help of his trusty partner, Officer Mike. Why did I even add the officer? He had like one line in the beginning. We could have totally lived without him.